Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will talk about the business of football, transfers, and sponsorships. During the FIFA Congress held in Kigali, Rwanda on 16 March 2023, the re-elected president, Gianni Infantino, revealed some of the development of football promises for the next 4 years, stressing on improving football regulations and FIFA statutes by continuing to look at the transparency of salaries in the transfer system and maybe introducing a cap. In recent years, transfer fees have become a contentious issue in the world of professional sports, particularly in modern football, where the highest transfer fees in history have been paid. Starting with the €222 million transfer of the Brazilian player Neymar from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain in the summer of 2017, creating the domino effect for the rise of the mega money transfer, followed by the €180 million transfer of Kylian Mbappé to PSG, to the recent €121 million transfer of Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. Clubs rushed spending millions of dollars to secure the services of top players. Horizon factors from the multi-million transfers. Several concerns or factors have emerged as a result of the multi-million transfer fees in football. The following are some of the most significant factors. 1. Inflation. Looking at the recent news about the spate of severe punishments Juventus club is facing, a 15-point penalty for Juventus, a 2-year ban from Italian football for Andrea Agnelli, the club's former chairman, and a 30-month ban for Fabio Paratici, the club's former sporting director, who is now managing director of football at Tottenham, for financial irregularities and false accounting in relation to historic transfer dealings, the exchange of players between clubs, where it stands suspected of pumping up its balance sheet by deliberately inflating player valuations during transfers to boost capital gains. 2. Players' welfare. Back to Neymar's historical transfer, his move to the French capital created further fallout in Europe, with the terms of his contract meaning Barcelona had no option but to accept PSG's bid, as the latter had matched his release clause. Given this, many clubs began including excessive and unrealistic release clauses in their players' contracts. Real Madrid led the way in this field, with Los Blancos signing Brahim Diaz from Manchester City, having had a €750 million release clause inserted into his contract. Such transfer restrictions can make it difficult for players to switch teams, as their current club may demand a high fee in order to release them from their contract, which can be described as modern slavery. 3. Financial stability. Another critical impact of the multi-million-dollar transfer fees is the overall financial sustainability of football. Financial sports experts weren't shocked when Bury FC, the 125-year-old English football club, was expelled from the English Football League in 2019 due to poor financial management that resulted in its bankruptcy. Not even when Barcelona closed the 2020-23 financial year with €481 million, $554 million, in losses caused by both falling revenues and the inability to contain spending. 4. Competitive balance. A further concern with transfer fees is the impact they have on the overall competitiveness of the game. When a few dominant clubs are able to spend millions of dollars on transfer fees, controlling most of the resources and talent, it creates an uneven playing field that can make it difficult for smaller clubs to compete. This, in turn, can lead to a decline in interest in football, as fans become disillusioned with the lack of competition. Potential solutions for regulating the multi-million transfers. In reflection of the foregoing concerns, regulating transfer fees has been the subject of intense scrutiny in recent years. A number of stakeholders, including football associations, clubs, players, and fans, have called for reforms to ensure that transfer fees are managed in a more responsible and equitable manner. Salary caps. One potential solution is to introduce salary caps, similar to the system used in some North American sports leagues. Major League Soccer, MLS, and the United Soccer League, USL, have implemented salary cap regulations to promote financial stability and parity among teams. In MLS, the salary cap for the 2023 season is $7.1 million per team, with certain exceptions for designated players. who can be paid higher salaries outside of the cap. Each team is allowed up to 3 designated players, with the option to acquire additional designated player slots through trade or other means. Boot players' performance. Another factor that can be used in determining transfer fee regulation is to introduce transfer fees that are based on a player's performance, rather than their market value. In this system, a player's transfer fee would be determined based on their performance metrics such as goals scored, assists, minutes played, clean sheets, etc. It could be set initially based on the player's potential and past performances, but it would be subject to change based on their performance at their new club. If a player performs well and meets or exceeds the performance targets agreed upon by the clubs, their transfer fee could increase. Conversely, if a player underperforms, their transfer fee could decrease. To luxury tax. Similar to the system used in Major League Baseball, MLB, considering the introduction of a form of financial penalty that is imposed on clubs that spend over a certain amount on player salaries or transfer fees might be one of the potential solutions. This would incentivize clubs to be more judicious in their spending and provide additional revenue for the league. Under this system, clubs that exceed a certain threshold for player salaries would be required to pay a luxury tax, also called the Competitive Balance Tax, CBT, on the excess amount. Transparency. There have been calls for greater transparency in transfer transactions, with some advocating for the public disclosure of transfer fees and the associated financial details, claiming that football fans and stakeholders have a right to know how much money is being spent on transfers. Nevertheless, the disclosure of transfer fees is becoming an industry standard in football. Many top European leagues, such as the English Premier League and the Spanish La Liga, require clubs to disclose transfer fees. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thanks for watching.